I noticed in Tampa that there seemed to be no signs in the pit. There seemed to be no signs. And I was like, did they get word out not to bring signs? I didn't really notice if I saw them on the way in. I wasn't paying attention for signs. And I did not, I was not sure why are there no signs. And then in Atlanta, there seems to be no signs again. And I reached out today on Twitter, and sure enough, they were taking signs at the door and throwing them away. And I think that's a good thing. I've never been a big fan of signs. A few signs over the years have led to some really cool, shocking request songs. But usually a sign request is something Bruce wanted to play, and then he found the sign. You know the magic trick? Remember Broadway? The magic trick? Something he already wanted to play, and then he found the sign and then held it up, because there's a sign for everything. There's so many signs. See, here's my theory about the signs. The signs started coming out. People would bring up sign to request stuff and hold them up and block people's view. And Bruce, who cares about the person behind the guy with the sign, but doesn't want to be that asshole rock star who says, hey, put the sign down and let people see behind you. He started collecting them. And he would collect 30 signs and play 2 of them as part of a bit to get the signs out of people's hands so that all the signs got collected. He would play 1 or 2 songs. The problem is it backfired, because the more he played the signs, the more signs showed up, and he couldn't get them all. So even if he grabbed 50 signs, 60 signs, and only played 2, there's still 150 signs up there, and people too far for their sign to be even taken or seen holding up signs. And the signs have been awful. And I think that this year he finally said, hey man, take the signs away at the door, man. We don't need the signs. I know what I want to play. And I think the signs are gone. And I will admit that a few times a sign led to a miraculous moment, but certainly not worth the nightmare of having paid a lot of money for a ticket and having some guy hold up a sign when Bruce can't even see it, or every time Bruce comes over this way and he gets close to you and the guy holds up the sign, you gotta look at me, 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 look at me. I never liked the signs. The guy who sent the tweet to answer mine said he had a sign, and at the door they said they were only accepting signs up to a certain size, and his was too big, and he said he would rip off the edges, and the guy said, no, throw it out. And he went over to the trash, and it was filled with 30 signs. So, and I saw 1 sign in the pit, and it was on a sheet, not on a paper. So they probably had it stuffed in their pants or something and got it past security. What kind of asshole? All right, Bruce says no signs. Don't figure out a fucking way to sneak it in. Don't be an asshole. It's so simple to live in this world. No one gives a fuck what you want to hear. Leave your signs in the trash bin. All right, I've said enough about the signs.